this was because Netflix was holding her back and she wants to push forward. Well, what better way to do that than to go to these countries and sort of test run how the business could go if they expand into Australia? I think nothing has been confirmed, but certainly it feels like that's the mood music.
Well, no. Can I just tell you that Australia has tackled illegal immigration very successfully. And I think given the fact that Harry and Meghan are on their way, I think it's time to reactivate Operation Sovereign Borders, Paul. Airstrikes, get the boats out. Because no, the bottom line is, I mean, I can't speak for your viewers, but I will tell you that lots of Australian viewers of the Mark Dolan show don't want to see Harry and Meghan. The reason 100%. Why it went down well in 2018, Paul, is because the Australian public didn't know Meghan Markle very well. Well, they know her now.
Something wild just flipped the entire situation around Meghan Markle and her Australia trip. Reports started spreading fast, and everything kicked off the second a private email suddenly leaked out into the public. This wasn't just some random message either. It allegedly exposed behind-the-scenes details tied to an event connected to her visit, information that was never meant to leave that inner circle. Now, insiders are saying Meghan is seriously worried about what could come next, because once one private message slips out, people instantly start wondering what else is hiding behind closed doors, and the timing couldn't be worse. This was supposed to be a smooth, controlled moment, not something blowing up all over the internet. This Australia trip was meant to rebuild her momentum and spotlight her latest projects. But instead, the whole narrative is shifting hard. Now people are talking about transparency, luxury lifestyles, and whether this event is really what it claims to be. The focus flipped fast, and it's dragging attention away from the message she likely wanted leading headlines.
It's so interesting. I was actually on that royal tour back in 2018, and the optics for us at that time, because we didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, and to Tom Bauer's book, I mean, these are the claims that he's talking about. It's the lead up to Megxit. But for us as journalists and members of the public seeing that tour, it looked like a huge success. There were thousands of people greeting them everywhere. They were so popular at that time. It felt like this really huge moment for them and a really exciting moment for the monarchy. Now, as we know, that wasn't how they felt about it behind the scenes. And, 18 months later, they had left the royal family.
To understand why this situation blew up so quickly, you have to look at what was actually revealed in that leaked email. Reports highlighted by Sky News Australia say the message came from internal communications tied to Meghan's planned appearance at a women-focused retreat in Australia. Somehow, that message ended up in public, and it reportedly included planning notes, logistics, and details meant strictly for behind-the-scenes eyes. And once something like that leaks, things move fast. The internet doesn't wait around. Speculation kicks in instantly. That's exactly what happened here. The second those details dropped, people started digging deeper and questioning everything. Leaks happen all the time in celebrity circles.
But apparently Australia holds a special place in the handlers' minds, because somehow they think Australia has been kinder to the formers than anywhere else. I'm pretty sure Australia's not massive fans.
But this one hit different. Because it didn't just expose planning, it made people zoom in on the event itself. And that's when things started getting messy real quick. The event tied to Meghan's visit is being promoted as a luxury women's retreat, focused on empowerment, networking, and personal growth. On paper, it sounds like a powerful experience, meant to bring people together. But once the story spread, critics locked onto one detail that flipped the whole vibe: the price. Tickets for this retreat are reportedly hitting thousands of Australian dollars per person. Supporters say that's normal when you've got celebrity speakers, exclusive access, and high-end locations involved.
So there is that aspect of it where they want to come here and I guess just sort of launch this new phase of their career. But at the same time, it will, of course, invite comparisons to that trip back in 2018 when there were thousands of people out to meet them. And now you're looking at situations where they're selling tickets for events. So Meghan will be doing this besties of.
But critics, they're seeing it completely different. To them, this raises a bigger question. If the retreat is about empowerment and opportunity, why does it feel like it's only built for a small group of wealthy people? That question alone lit social media up instantly. Comment sections went crazy, debates got loud, and opinions started clashing fast. And just when things were already heating up, another question started popping up everywhere.
I just think this is another Montecito money grab. As you rightly mentioned, I mean, the Netflix deal has been cancelled. These two just won't give up, and they're just desperate for this relevance. They've got relevance deprivation syndrome.
Was this leak really an accident or something planned? Right now, there's no proof the email was leaked on purpose, but just the possibility has people talking non-stop. In the world of celebrity drama, even a small mystery can explode overnight. Some observers are saying this controversy could completely overshadow the original purpose of Meghan's trip. Others think it highlights something that's followed her for years, the gap between public messaging and how people actually see it. Supporters point to her advocacy, charity work, and campaigns, but critics focus on what they see as mixed signals between those values and the luxury lifestyle connected to events like this.
Well, thankfully, Meghan Markle grew up in Hollywood, where hiring extras or seat fillers is a go-to to avoid looking like you failed miserably at something. So who knows? There might not be an empty seat in the house. But honestly, who would pay $3,000 for quotes like, "You have to anchor yourself in your own knowing," or "My bacon brings all the boys to the yard"? I would pay $3,000 for a grifter's guide to making millions off of Netflix and Spotify while doing the bare minimum. I would definitely pay $3,000 for a lesson on how to trap a prince. But that's not what these ladies will get. They'll get Meghan transferring one bag of pretzels into another bag of...
And right now, that tension is out in the open for everyone to see. That tension is exactly why this email leak is pulling so much attention. For a lot of people watching, this feels like a rare behind-the-scenes glimpse. Private planning details suddenly out in public. That instantly sparks curiosity. People want to know what's really happening behind closed doors. But the email isn't the only reason this story is blowing up. There's another major factor making this hit even harder: the location. Australia isn't just any stop. It holds serious history for Prince Harry and Meghan. Back in 2018, right after their wedding, they went on a royal tour there that many called a huge success.
So, there is a brand new book which is all in and around Meghan Markle being able to brainwash Harry. Do you buy it? Do you believe it? Or is it just a way to sell some paperbacks?
Well, listen, Tom Bower is one of the most feared biographers in the world, and he's gone after Richard Branson, Tony Blair, and of course, Meghan Markle. None of those people have successfully sued him because, like you, Paul, he's an elite level journalist who checks his facts. And don't forget that these publishing companies are not stupid. They're not going to publish things that aren't true because they know they'll wind up in court.
Massive crowds, glowing media coverage, and non-stop hype. The energy around them back then was completely different. Now fast forward to today, and everything feels different. Since stepping back from royal duties and moving to the United States, Harry and Meghan took a whole new path. Documentaries, media deals, independent projects. Some moves brought attention and praise, but others sparked heavy criticism and non-stop debate online. Because of that journey, every move they make now gets analysed hard. And that brings everything right back to this moment. If this Australia trip was supposed to start a fresh chapter, this leak may have already flipped the script. Instead of excitement building, the internet is now full of questions. Questions about the event, questions about transparency, and questions about what might come next. And here's where things get even more tense behind the scenes. Some insiders are saying the real worry isn't just the email that leaked, it's what could still come out. Because if more messages drop, this situation could escalate fast and pull even more attention.
Well, no, what remains to be seen. I can't wait to see how they go here in Australia. The Duke and Duchess of Privacy on another privacy tour.
As the story spread across social media and news platforms, one detail started grabbing even more attention than the leak itself. The retreat. This exclusive women's event Meghan is expected to attend is being promoted as a high-end experience focused on empowerment, networking, and personal growth. On the surface, it sounds inspiring, like a place for ambitious women to connect and level up. But then the price hit, and everything shifted again. Reports say tickets could cost thousands of Australian dollars. And the second that number dropped, social media lit up instantly.
Left the royal family 6 years ago, and we have seen even just the fact their Netflix deal was downgraded, although that's not how they have said it, but it is. These sorts of things, I mean, their value has changed, and that is a very expensive ticket. I will say one thing on a personal note, when I saw that $3,000 doesn't get you an individual photo with Meghan, I thought, Well, I'd be pretty upset.
Yes.
if I'm going to pay that kind of money to attend this event, presumably just to hear her speak and be in proximity to her, I want a selfie with the two of them.
People started questioning everything. Comments flooded in fast. Some were saying, how empowering can a retreat be if only the richest women can attend? Others wrote, Meghan talks about inclusivity, yet this is outrageously expensive. And another one that kept popping up was, this looks more like a celebrity vacation than a serious event. That reaction hit a familiar nerve, because this same conversation has followed Meghan for years. The gap between how her message is presented and how some people actually see it. And right now, that gap is back in the spotlight again. For a lot of people watching, this retreat and the leaked emails feel like another chapter in that ongoing tension. Supporters are saying events like this are needed to draw attention.
Expert Richard Kay has claimed Princess Diana was preparing her younger son, Prince Harry, to be the king, preferencing him over the shy Prince William, who Diana felt wasn't interested in the top job. Kinsey, look, we have a lot of respect for the late Princess Diana in this country, but man, did she get that one wrong.
Yeah, I'm allergic to this story. Are we really expected to trust her judgment? Diana died in the backseat of a car with a guy who was engaged to another woman. Another one of her ex-lovers wrote a tell-all about her titled Princess in Love, airing all of their dirty laundry. Prince Charles, period. I mean, I don't even have to go into that one. Her poor judgment in men should be studied in classrooms. Harry is right where he should be, taking pictures with paying customers like he's Mickey Mouse.
Bring in powerful people and push bigger projects forward. But critics, they're not buying it at all. To them, luxury price tags feel completely out of touch with the message of accessibility and empowerment. And right now, that contrast is exactly what's pushing this story everywhere. But this situation isn't just about ticket prices, not even close.
Here's some figure. His book is called Betrayal. It contains some really juicy allegations, including claims that Queen Camilla, King Charles's wife, confided to a friend, Harry's been brainwashed by Meghan. Who could disagree? Since they got married, he suddenly hates his country, hates his family, hates being a royal, and goes off for a very boring life in California.
Reports say the leaked email also exposed behind-the-scenes details about Meghan Markle's schedule, travel plans, and even some of the people expected to meet her during the trip. On their own, none of that sounds shocking. It's actually pretty standard for a high-profile appearance. Still, once private info hits the public, everything flips instantly. Curiosity kicks in hard. Speculation starts flying, and people begin connecting dots that were never meant to be seen. And right on time, the media jumped in fast. News outlets across multiple countries started breaking everything down. Not just what the email said, but what it might reveal about Meghan's planning style, priorities, and how she handles major public events.
About a year since With Love Meghan launched, and we had, 2 seasons of that and a one-off holiday special, and that's no more. So now really all of her eggs are very literally in the as ever basket, especially now she's going it alone without Netflix. So this all kind of feeds into this this image and this career she's trying to build for herself as sort of a Gwyneth Paltrow type, or just getting out there, and it's about lifestyle and self-help and all of those sorts of things. And it does feed into that.
Some coverage stayed neutral, just laying out facts. But others came in sharper, suggesting this leak raises bigger questions about how this entire trip is being handled. And online, the pattern is obvious. Some people still respect Meghan's work, her causes, and the projects she pushes. But there's also a huge group that stays skeptical, and that skepticism gets louder every time private details slip out. And this didn't just start with this email. Even before this leak, critics were already watching her every move. Interviews, documentaries, public appearances, all of it has triggered strong reactions. Some projects got praise, others got hit with heavy criticism. Now with this email spreading everywhere, the narrative is shifting again. The same question is coming back louder than ever. Can any public move involving Meghan avoid heavy scrutiny at this point?
So it is now 7 years on, they're going to be coming back to Australia, but the landscape for them could not be more different. So as I mentioned earlier, I have had sources telling me that it's about coming back here for, there's two main reasons that were mentioned to me. And one is Harry's connection with friends that he's cultivated over the years in Australia. He has a lot of close friends here, particularly in the military community. Then he'll be looking to some work in that space while he's here. And also for Meghan, as I said, she's at a very important point in this lifestyle company that she's running and trying to build this empire, because she has now split with Netflix.
Because right now, every move turns into analysis, debate, and non-stop speculation. And the timing, that makes it hit even harder. This Australia trip was supposed to highlight key appearances, bring attention to her initiatives, and strengthen her global presence. Instead, the leak completely hijacked the headlines. The focus flipped fast, and the original purpose is getting pushed to the side. Social media hasn't slowed down for a second. Posts are everywhere.
I just can't believe they will be able to find 300 women willing to part with almost $3,000 for this.
Some people are saying Meghan seems more focused on exclusivity than empowerment. Others are asking, another email leak. How much more is coming out? And one comment that stood out said, this Australia trip is already a mess before it even starts. That reaction shows just how divided public opinion really is. When someone is this closely watched, even a basic logistical email can turn into a full-blown debate. The pressure around public image is massive, and it's not going anywhere.
Tickets for that are around $3,000. So she'll need to sell out that event because the optics would be terrible if she didn't. But also with Harry, he'll be doing a mental health speech on workplace mental health in Melbourne while he's here. And again, tickets for that are around $2,000. All proceeds go to charity, but they are now commercial and private citizens, as they say. So it's a very different landscape, and there will be comparisons when they're here to that big trip for the monarchy 7 years ago.
At the same time, the bigger picture matters. Meghan and Prince Harry's post-royal life plays a huge role in why this story is blowing up. Since stepping away from royal duties in 2020, they've been balancing media deals, charity work, business moves, and public appearances. Some brought major success and attention. Others sparked serious criticism. Because of that history, this leak doesn't feel random. It feels like part of a bigger pattern. Observers often say even small moments or mixed signals can quickly turn into major controversy around them. And with this trip already involving luxury, exclusivity, and global attention, it was under pressure from the start. Now with the leak added on top, everything just got amplified. And according to insiders, Meghan is fully aware of how intense this situation has become as reports keep spreading. The email leak has reportedly left her concerned about how everything might be interpreted, and even more worried that more private details could still come out. Because if more info drops, it could easily pull attention away from the actual goals of the trip. And this is where things take another sharp turn. Sources are now saying Meghan may be quietly reviewing parts of the trip after the leak. That could mean changes to schedules, adjustments to guest lists, or even tweaks to how certain events are handled. And that brings up the big question everyone is asking right now. Will everything go exactly as planned, or are changes already happening behind the scenes? With so many moving parts and the leaked email already everywhere, no one really knows how this Australia trip will play out, or what else might still come out. And that's exactly why the drama feels so intense right now. Every new detail, every reaction online, every rumored change instantly becomes part of a fast-moving story. People are watching this unfold in real time like breaking news. And because Meghan and Harry's post-royal journey has already been full of headlines, the pressure feels even higher this time. As the countdown continues, media, commentators, and viewers are all locked in, waiting for the next twist. Will more leaks drop? Will plans shift? Or will everything move forward like nothing happened? Right now, the entire conversation is locked in on three things: the retreat, the leaked email, and the non-stop reactions online. But beyond all those headlines, there's a much bigger question building underneath everything. What does this moment mean for Meghan Markle's public image going forward? Because this isn't just about one event anymore, not even close. This is part of a bigger story. A story about constant pressure, heavy media narratives, and trying to maintain a carefully shaped image in a world where anything can go viral in seconds. One email leaks, and suddenly millions of people are debating it everywhere. And now, all eyes shift to the final piece of this situation, the Australia trip itself. This isn't just another appearance. This visit carries real weight for both Meghan and Prince Harry. It was supposed to be a major moment to highlight her projects, promote the retreat, and strengthen their global presence. For some people watching, it even feels like a quiet return to a place that once boosted their image big time. Back in 2018, Australia was a huge moment for the couple. Massive crowds, strong energy, and positive media coverage everywhere. Some even called it one of their strongest royal tours. Because of that, expectations for this trip were already high. Plans were set, appearances, exclusive gatherings, and events designed to build hype around Meghan's work. But then the leak dropped, and everything flipped almost overnight. Now the spotlight isn't just on the retreat or her projects. It's on how the plans got exposed, how people are reacting, and what kind of fallout could come next. Critics didn't waste a second. Social media blew up instantly with posts questioning the retreat's price and the contrast between empowerment messaging and luxury access. Memes started spreading, posts went viral, commentary videos popped up everywhere. That's how fast things shift now. One detail leaks and the whole narrative flips within hours. Some observers now believe this leak could overshadow the entire trip. For them, the timing is brutal. Instead of headlines about empowerment and networking, the focus has shifted to transparency, privilege, and access. Meanwhile, reports suggest Meghan and Harry's team fully understands how serious this situation is getting. Insiders say preparations are now under review, with possible changes to schedules, guest lists, and event details to avoid more backlash. But whether those moves will calm things down, nobody knows yet. And that uncertainty, it's making the whole situation even more tense. Beyond all the immediate drama, this situation is exposing something much bigger that keeps following Meghan Markle and Prince Harry everywhere: the gap between intention and public perception. In today's media world, even the most carefully planned events can flip into full-blown debates the second private details hit the public. And once that happens, controlling the narrative becomes nearly impossible. Meghan has spent years building an image around advocacy, empowerment, and charity. That's been the core of her speeches, appearances, and major projects. But now, every single move gets watched under a microscope like never before. And when something as high profile as this Australia trip comes up, the pressure shoots through the roof. Even small details, like one leaked email or the price of a single event, can explode into massive talking points that take over everything. At the same time, media outlets and commentators don't look at these moments on their own. They always connect new headlines to Meghan and Harry's past, from streaming deals to interviews and public appearances. Critics argue the couple operates in a space where influence and controversy sit side by side. And because of that history, every move gets picked apart, with people actively searching for anything that might spark debate. So, this Australia trip, it's not just another appearance. For a lot of observers, it's just the next chapter in a story that never really slows down. Every appearance involving Meghan and Harry gets broken down piece by piece. People analyze the messaging, the setting, the guest lists, even the smallest details. Everyone's trying to decode what it all means. But on the other side, supporters are not backing down. Many believe events like this retreat are necessary. They argue high-profile gatherings bring attention, funding, and visibility to causes that might otherwise be ignored. From that perspective, celebrity attention isn't a problem, it's a strategy. And this is exactly where the clash hits hardest. On one side, people see purpose, planning, and impact. On the other, critics see contradictions and mixed signals. That tension has followed Meghan for years. And now, with this email leak, it's back in the spotlight again in a big way. There's another layer making everything even more intense: the global angle. Australia isn't just any location. It has strong ties to the royal family, and any visit connected to former senior royals instantly grabs attention. For Meghan and Harry, this trip means way more than just attending a retreat. It's a highly watched moment in a place where they once saw massive support. Back in 2018, crowds showed up in huge numbers, energy was high, and media coverage was overwhelmingly positive. That moment built expectations that still hang over them today. But now, everything has shifted. Instead of the spotlight being on the retreat or Meghan's initiatives, it's locked on the leaked email and the reaction around it. Observers are already saying that while some focus will stay on the event, a huge part of the coverage will center on the leak, the backlash, and whatever fallout comes next. Every post, every comment, every headline keeps pushing this story further. And in today's fast-moving media space, that kind of momentum builds fast. Reports suggest Meghan is fully aware of how sensitive this situation has become. The leak is a clear reminder of how quickly private details can go public, and how fast the narrative can shift away from the original message. Insiders say this awareness is already shaping how her team is moving behind the scenes. Planning, messaging, and logistics are now being watched closely as the trip gets closer. The goal? Stay clear, avoid confusion, and keep the spotlight on the purpose of the visit. But here's where the pressure hits even harder. After this leak, everyone is watching everything. How will Meghan Markle and Prince Harry present themselves? Will the retreat get adjusted or rebranded? Will anything change quietly behind the scenes? Even casual viewers are getting pulled into this fast. Online comments are everywhere. Some questioning motives, others debating privilege, transparency, and authenticity. And once those conversations start spreading, they don't slow down. Every update adds more fuel, every reaction pushes it further, and the attention just keeps building. As the Australia trip gets closer, one question keeps getting louder. Will Meghan and Harry move past this controversy? Or will this leak define the entire visit? That uncertainty is what's making this situation feel so intense right now. Because in the world of celebrity coverage, every move is tracked, and even the smallest detail can explode into something massive. Right now, all the pieces are locked in. The leaked email, the luxury retreat, the non-stop online reactions, and the long history surrounding Meghan and Harry. All of it combined into one story that feels high stakes, unpredictable, and impossible to ignore. One thing is clear. This Australia trip isn't just another appearance anymore, it's turned into something much bigger. For a lot of people watching, this has become a real test of perception, influence, and who actually controls the narrative.